doors, walk across the corridor. We got something to show you. Media is our repertoire. Fed up with the same news, no channel to use. Cruise control mentalities. Here we offer you. We gon' show you a new way. The content it never stays, but positive and uplifting. Once a week the scope gifted. The zero buffet, hydration like Boucher. Don't focus on the date. We always here for you. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, don't make them yours. What we run is a limit, not your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, don't make them yours. What we run is a limit, not your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. Now you go on the brand with no award toys. This culture meets the art, podcast with the heart. And essence to the growth, the powers in the people. Without you being equal, what we lack.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the livest media, tech, and pop culture party in the land. This is MediaScope, all things media, tech, and pop culture. I am usually here on Wednesdays. For the past couple of weeks, I've had to come on a Thursday, but for the first time in about 2 weeks, I'm on my intended day. So thank you for dealing with me as I had to come on other days. And I appreciate everybody who found their way to me on a Thursday or after dark or whatever the case may be. We've got a great show for you today. But first, a couple of things. I have to give you a hug. That lets you know that I appreciate you being here. You could choose to be anyplace else. Yet you brought yourself to be here with me. And for that, I am forever grateful. That is a good thing. Also, let's see who is here on the Instagram side. Ray Renati, one of my favorite actors ever, is here. What's up, Ray? Blessed to have Aiden is here, as well as Trizzy. Miss Tris Beats has also joined us from the Be More from Baltimore, Maryland. Fantastic Record and Film Works is here. Tone, welcome. Both Trizzy and Fantastic Record and Film Works are amazing DJs. Please follow them and please tune in. Trizzy is on Twitch and Fantastic Record and Film Works is on K102 Digital. And yeah, it's a good time. Both play amazing music. Camellia Flanagan is here. Hello, my dear. Also, Errol B. Samuel. Hey, how are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. Okay, Camellia is saying hello from Houston. Well, hello to you from South Florida. How are you? Welcome. Miss Elise is also here, and Ray Renati is giving the thanks. Absolutely. But see, you all know by now that I don't say what I don't mean. If I don't think something is true, I just say nothing. Well, I'm not even going to go through the hassle of lying. I'll just say nothing. So it is great to have you all here. Let's see. We will have folks joining us as they come in. Let's see who we have here. Over on the YouTube side, we've got the man who does epic conversations on almost a daily basis. That would be Dr. Vibe, all the way from Toronto, Canada, or I think you're actually in Scarborough. So let me know. But Toronto, for those of us who are not familiar with Southern Ontario, welcome in. And by the way, I think you know that we have a guest from Toronto today, and I'm excited about that. Indie Arts Creations is here. Indira, it is so good to see you. Fantastic. Thank you, everybody. And I know that we're going to have some folks piling in. People are just not used to me being on time, but guess what? When I have a guest, I have to be on time. So it is wonderful to see you all again. First, let's do some other things. Let me go through and see who else we have here. HeySaturday.co is here. Hello, how are you? It is wonderful to see you. Also, who else do we have here? Yeah, I think I got, hey, Verbin, how are you? Verbino Greer, who is another South Floridian. Well, I'm not a South Floridian. I am a New Yorker. I just live here. But he also just lives here, and he's also originally a New Yorker. Verbin, how are you? It is great to have you, and it is wonderful to see you. All right, guys, we have a wonderful guest, and I don't want to prolong this anymore. So we're going to bring him on. We've got a lot of stuff that we're going to do. So first of all, let's go ahead and we'll bring him on right after this. Here we go. Wait, is this it? Yep, here we go. My good friend, Ryan Singh. Sir, how are you?
I'm all right. I hope the mic is working.
It works perfectly. We hear
All
you.
right.
And those of us in the audience, those of you in the audience, if you don't hear us, please let us know. But you sound great to me. And thank you so much for taking time out of your super busy schedule and coming to hang out with us for a little bit.
Well, you've been hanging out with us here in Canada almost every week and multiple times a week. And so when I'm told to make space so that we can have a conversation, I make space so we can have a conversation. What's
That's
up,
what I'm
Dr.
talking
Vibe?
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for making space for that conversation. And, for those people who don't know, I grew up over the bridge from Canada. So I spent a lot of time in Southern Ontario. So that's like a second stomping ground for me. So it is good to have people from, shall we call it the homeland or nearby
I
on.
went to
So,
school in Windsor.
oh, you went to school in Windsor?
Yeah.
Really?
So are you
Wow.
from Detroit?
Buffalo.
Buffalo. Okay, okay.
Yeah, upstate New York. Yes, yeah. But originally, yes, I am from Ann Arbor, 45 minutes outside of Detroit. And then when we made the move, we just went through Canada to the other side.
Yes,
So
yes.
we were on the wrong side of the lake, which is why our winters were so awful. So, but you're from someplace that has no winter. And even though technically you are from South America, we all still kind of consider it the Caribbean. Would you say that it's more Caribbean than it is South American? So I'm going to actually let you get into that as you introduce yourself to the audience. And folks, if you have any questions for this amazing filmmaker here, please ask. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Ryan Singh. I'm a filmmaker, producer, director. Um, do a lot of things in the film industry. I hail from Guyana, where I started my work as an actor there before coming to Canada and continuing that work. I became a producer and director as a result of not having enough opportunities. I wanted to create opportunities. So, and I started telling stories, and this is why we're here, is because I've told enough stories to be able to now share my newest project, Ray of Hope, which is now Academy qualifying. And we're really excited about this project. It's about the Tamil community. I have a 1-year-old that is behind me trying to get in. And so yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Wow. And so congratulations on the film Ray of Hope being Oscar qualifying. That's actually really big news. And we will get into that whole process and because I know there are a lot of people that may be watching who are interested in creating something, creating a film, creating even a television project. So it's very valuable that you are here today. Let's take a look, because I see that we have some people that have come in. Rosemary McCadney has joined us and says hello to all of us here. And Dr. Vibe says, yes, most people call it Scarborough. To me, it's Scarborough. To me, it's Scarborough. That's a very Scottish way of saying it, right? Scarborough. And look who we have here. We also happen to have another guest. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hi, I said hi, Noah. I'm Noah.
Hi, Noah. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful baby. So congrats on the baby too. So wait a minute. This means that the whole time you were shooting and doing all of this, you also had a new baby.
Yes, yes, yes. He was a surprise addition to the company, and we're gonna keep him.
Okay, well, that's good. I'm sure he's happy with that news. So, what was that process like, having a new baby around and still trying to complete this project, which we'll talk about in a moment?
Well, it was difficult because we didn't anticipate having a baby when I started this project 2.5 years ago, and he came about just about a year and something into the project, and we had to pivot and figure out how we're gonna um, do a story, market and promote, which is all some things I'm learning, and also to raise a child who requires attention and is finding his voice from the time he came out into this world.
Wow. Well, he seems to be enamored with that microphone. So we could have a future podcaster slash broadcaster on our hands. So
Yeah, he's not new. He's not new to the work.
he's not new to the work. And this is the interesting thing. I found a picture of me when I was about to turn 2. And I actually remember this day. I was enamored with my father. My father had cameras, and I didn't care about toys. I wanted that camera case. He wouldn't let me play with the camera, but the case I could play with. So this is very familiar to me, being enamored with electronic things.
Yeah. He got on. His first show before he was born.
Wow.
Nature of Things. But seriously, and mom was still pregnant, and the other kids did a cameo on that, and I was a co-director.
You mean The Nature of Things with David Suzuki?
There you go. The newest season, yes,
Really?
with
Okay.
Anthony Morgan.
Okay. So obviously, because I don't live in the area anymore where I can get Canadian television, I have no clue who the hosts of these things are. But I remember very well watching The Nature of Things when David Suzuki was the host.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
Wow.
The daughter Sorosi and Anthony Morgan are now the host as of
Mm.
this season. Yes.
Wow. Well, that's fantastic. And I would love to get a little bit more into that and some of your other appearances. First, let me say so Dr. Vibe, of course, is saying, "What's up, Ryan Singh? How are you and your family doing?" I'm sure you can see here they're doing quite well, quite well. Miss Tris Beats is also over here on the YouTube side and says hello to all. And G is here and says that baby. If ever there was a yummy baby, this is a yummy baby.
Noah says
Beautiful.
hello to all.
Hello, Noah. And his name is Noah. And Rosemary says, my grandchildren will be hammering away at the piano. He's being so good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, the whole thing is, I think it is great to be able to foster their curiosities, as long as it's not dangerous.
Well, one of the things that I'm passionate about is we're often told that there are not enough Black people to cast in shows and so on. So I made it a mission of mine to get my kids engaged in the process, in the projects, and to allow them to start telling stories. So my twins, who are now 12, were writing at age 6, and we produced that work, which we released when they were 9 in 2021. And so that has played in 40 festivals across 5 continents globally, and got us on television, got us noticed, and created more work for me. As a result of that exposure, we were able to secure a project that was sent to us by a writer whose work had already previously gone to the Academy. And unbeknownst to her, she didn't know that I had worked on her work before. And so she sent me a book called The Greats, and her name is Deborah Ellis. And we've optioned that work, and now optioned the second of her work to produce into a television series as well. So creating space for ourselves helps to create more work for us to tell our stories.
Absolutely correct. And it's, I say this every week. We have a tendency to beg other people for a slot on whatever platform they have. And I think it's to our advantage to create those slots for ourselves. Now, that doesn't mean don't try and get something on CBC. Don't try and get something on traditional television. But it's not the end of the world if it doesn't. We can be our own production companies. We can be our own distribution systems. So I'm so happy to hear that you are teaching your children this.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
They have the option to work at McDonald's if they want to, but they also have the option to create their own companies before they're adults and secure their own future.
Interesting. Fantastic. So before we go on to the next line of questioning, let me say hello to some people that are joining us over on the Instagram side. Fifi has joined us. Coach Jessica Rivera. Hello, Coach Jess. How are you? Deborah Ford is also here, as is Yenny Studio. Monica says, hey, how are you, Monica? It is wonderful to see you. Mr. Al Pete has also joined us. Jan Teach One. Shay Beauty is also here. And Sean Smash Jet, month of Sundays from the ATL. How are you? It is wonderful to see you. One of my favorites, After Dark with Johnny Ray, is also here. And I am Natasha Gregg. Thank you all so much for being here. If you are just joining, I am here with this wonderful gentleman. His name is Ryan Singh. He is a filmmaker, and he currently has an Oscar qualifying film out called Ray of Hope. And he is also the CEO of Ryan Singh Productions as well. So he's a director, a producer, and all of that. So I kind of want to get into, and folks, don't forget, if you have questions, please ask. He is here at your disposal, so you might as well do that. So going back to the whole thing, I was talking about the Caribbean. And I'm African, as you know. And for African parents and Caribbean parents, there are usually only a few, namely three professions that matter in their eyes. How was it for you growing up in a Caribbean household and saying, this is what I want to do? Or was this not your original path?
Well, this has always been my path. I've been doing this since I was age 6. My father happens to be a playwright, Leon Saul. And he had early success with his work staging it in Guyana, the largest theater there, for better for worse. And when he came to Canada in the 80s, he had sent back what you call a videotape. And even though it was a stage production, for me that was my tool to wanting to get into film and television production, because I seen how amazing that stage production was, and it was the closest thing to the film business that I could get to.
So you grew up in a house that already had the arts at the center, so it wasn't a problem for you.
So it wasn't a problem. But even though that had happened, I grew up in a single parent household. I didn't grow up with my father, and my mother was very cautiously optimistic about my career path. I think when she finally got a sense of what I had been doing for so many years was recently with this film. When she came to the festival, we had come down to DC and we did a road trip, and she saw the responsiveness to the work and understood what I was preparing for 2 decades.
So she saw it come to fruition. That must have been really satisfying and reassuring for her.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Because until then it was like, boy, get yourself a job. And
Right.
even though I'd done so many plays, it was like, oh, he's a hobbyist. But really, to understand what the nature of this business is, for me, it was my coming of awareness of it as well. Because even though I'd been in it for 2 decades, when we don't have the access that is traditional, we don't really know what the business is and how to capitalize on it and how to manage our relationships as we are developing content, and to realize that our content is so valid and what we have to say is so important. I mean, Ray of Hope was one of the most challenging work I've prepared, and we couldn't get funding for most of it because no one believed that this story mattered. And then October 7th happened, and I was like, I'm glad that I'm telling this story, because this story was like a precursor to what we are seeing now and what continues to happen in places like Ukraine and in certain parts of Africa to this day. You can play the trailer at any time. And
yes, that's actually, this was a great lead up to the trailer. And so what I want to do now is play the trailer for Ray of Hope, because he's excited about for you all to see it. So we're going to do that now. Let me just go ahead and present, and I'm going to share the screen. All right, can you see that? Okay, and hopefully you all will be able to hear this.
Putti. Idu? Putti. 10. Putten.
Mama, is Putti still alive?
No, she's not actually. That's why you didn't get a chance to meet her.
Did she die in the war?
When I was in Sri Lanka, I don't remember my father being around. The 77 riots and the 83 pogroms was obviously the ground being pulled out from underneath everybody's lives. And so that's when my dad left to find us a better place to live. Somewhere safe for us.
When I graduated and started working, and people ask me, where are you from? And I'm saying Sri Lankan Tamil. And then right away they go, are you Sri Lankan Tiger? Or do you guys are terrorists?
My father was a police inspector. One of the most important event that he has written down was the night before the 1983 riots. I was afraid to talk about it up until this morning.
The Sixth Amendment to the Constitution of Sri Lanka denies the very basic freedom of expression of the Tamils to advocate for their self-determination.
I want to go see the effects of the war with my own eyes. He just wanted to make sure that I had something with me when I traveled on this trip, because everybody in my family is a little nervous, but including my nephew. So yeah, here goes.
എന്തായാലും പങ്കിടെ അരസാംഗം വെളിച്ചനെ വിടുവാൻ വെളിച്ചത്തെ കൊണ്ടു വരുവാൻ നിങ്ങളുടെ ഹാസ് చుట్టు పోటీ ఆకుంటే నేను ఆశకి నేను బట్టి చేతి పట్టు గుర్తుపడి
What's going on?
CID is here. And then, of course, I got on the phone with the Canadian Embassy in Sri Lanka.
I would say that I'm Tamil and if I'm Tamil, and that's not anything else but what it is.
Wow. So please ask any questions that you may have about this, but how did you come to be involved in this project?
Well, I met Radhika before she became a member of parliament. And when I had come back from South Africa, I had done a documentary and wanted to get her help and support and financial engagement about how to finance that project. And we had lunch 10 days before us leaving for Sri Lanka. And I said, I'll come with you instead of you having to buy cameras and so on. And she's like, okay, let's do this. And so that happened in 2013. On New Year's Day, we found ourselves on the siege. And we went into hiding. We made international news of Canadian MP under house arrest. And we had to hightail it out of Sri Lanka. And for the next 9 years, I had this footage and sort of looking for people to help me tell this story. And it wasn't until 2022 that I decided that I wasn't going to let this story wait anymore. And I got Radhika's permission to be the person to orchestrate this story, and I worked with Nikila Cole as a co-director, and Patricia Scarlett, and Roger Singh, who came on as DOP, and really he was the godfather of the project. Hey, I'm talking.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, and so we got over 200 people that has participated in this project now.
Wow. So what was the hesitation in terms of people funding it or thinking this was an important story? Why did you not get funding?
I don't know if it's my own. 1 second.
Yeah, no worries.
One moment.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. So somebody is no longer wanting to be on camera.
You want to be here? Okay.
Or he does. It's okay.
Okay.
So we were.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So the reason why is I don't know if Black and brown stories are not stories that people often want to tell. Okay. I find it very difficult sometimes to tell these stories, and I decided to go it alone and started. Used my bank accounts, line of credits, everything, and got into telling the story and convinced a few people to come on board. And we cast people. We were going to go to Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's economy started to shut down, and we just continued the work.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about the fact that this is now, how many festivals has this been in and where has this been shown?
Let me just get a moment to get
go
rid
ahead.
of this young man.
Go ahead, and I would
love to cue up my background as an actor. Perhaps we can play my acting reel so we get a sense of where I come from.
Absolutely. So go ahead. I will take you off. Are you actually leaving? Because I'll take you off and bring you back when I see you're back.
Yes, okay. Please.
All right, there we go. All right. So folks, if you are just joining us, welcome. I'm so blessed that we have an amazing filmmaker here. His name is Ryan Singh. His latest project is Ray of Hope. So what we're going to do is he's taking care of the little one off screen. So I'm going to say hello to some people and cue some people up or queue up his project. So let's see who has joined us on Instagram. Charlene is here. What's up? Pat Roberts is here. How are you, Pat? It's good to see you. Also, Hannah Boyd Miller. Hello. Welcome. Arne Cooper is here. And hey, Candy Sakai is joining us from Tokyo, Japan. I'm always so happy whenever I have people that are joining from across the world because I know it's late for you. In fact, it should be like 7:30 a.m. for you now, maybe. So hello and welcome. Thank you, Candy, for being here. Zen Queendom of Aya, hello. How are you? Welcome, Aya. It is wonderful to have you here. Diva Soulstar is also here. Welcome, welcome, welcome to those of you on Instagram. Now let's see who we have over here on the what's the name side. We have D Carpio is here and she says hello to all of us here. Hello. And also, Ms. Tris Beats has a question and I see that Ryan is back. Serena is here, the queen of food truckery and the minister of libation. We have an imaginary food truck in case you all didn't know. She is the proprietor. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And she says, beep, beep. So the food is here. Fantastic. Let's bring Ryan back on. Hello. Welcome back.
Oh, I'm ready to eat some of that food.
See, so it's good. We have a food truck. She is the proprietor. So thank you.
Yeah, don't tease me with some of that food now.
Listen, we tease people every week with our imaginary food and we have fun doing it.
Nice.
So we do have a question from Miss Tris Beats. And she says, what were the biggest challenges in doing such an intricate project?
The biggest challenge is being an outsider. You have to be respectful to the story and to its people. And even though I'm a friend of Radhika's, I'm really not a Tamil person. And so bringing on and finding someone that I can work with every single day and not necessarily just connecting with Radhika and asking her all of the finer details about what it is to be Tamil. And in so doing, I was able to get a young lady named Guyana Stanislaus, who came aboard. She was a mentee with us and moved on from being a production assistant all the way to becoming an executive producer. She helped us cast the project. She relearned her own community because she had come to Canada and not participating as much in the community and discovering as much as she was sharing the little intricacies about what it is to be Tamil, and she really was a champion for us.
Do you get pushback from, say, Black communities or Caribbean communities about, well, you're telling this story, but you're not telling ours? Do you get any pushback?
Well, absolutely. The challenge is the pushback starts with myself. Is respecting that I'm not a Tamil person, but also understanding that I'm a multi-ethnic person, and part of that ethnicity, part of the driver that got me going to Sri Lanka was the discovery of my South Asianness, Ryan Singh, and wanting to discover what that was. Like I had said, I had gone to South Africa months earlier and discovered what my Blackness was, and it feeling like deja vu just going to South Africa. So many of the practices we have at home and through my father, it was like a familial ground, and I wanted to connect that familiarity with the South Asian side. And when I got to Sri Lanka, it looked like home. It looked like back home in Guyana, and it felt like home. I saw people that looked like my families, and so it really brought me close. But more importantly, being able to tell this story, everyone was like, are you Tamil? What's your connection to the community? But for me, the connection is that I'm a container, and the content is still 100% Tamil, because for everything, every choice we made, I wanted to make sure that it was connected to something or someone that is Tamil that could sign off on the choices that I was making.
Interesting indeed. So, folks, if you're just joining us, we are with Ryan Singh. He's a filmmaker, the CEO of Ryan Singh Productions. He currently has his latest project is Ray of Hope. Can you give us a little bit about, now we saw it in the trailer, but what exactly is the struggle of the Tamil people about?
Well, the island itself was colonized by the Portuguese and then the British. And in that colonization, the ethnicity of the people was homogenized. The British, when they decolonized in 1948, they said, this is the country, we're just going to leave it as it is. And so they left it in that manner, and it was made up of three kingdoms: the Tamil, the Sinhalese, which is the majority rule, and the Muslims, and perhaps a number of other minority sects. And as we have seen in every colonial environment, it's left to divide and conquer. We see it in Jamaica, we see it in places in Africa, we see it in Guyana. People are left to fend for themselves, and it becomes partisan. And so that is what had happened in 1983, there was the breakout of armed conflict. All of this was culminating from the abuse the Tamil people had been facing and the retaliation that and resistance that they started to embody. And that led to a 26-year armed conflict between the two. And that culminated with genocide in 2009, the killing of tens of thousands of people. And perhaps one of the largest cry in modern history for compassionate grounds, but still the people themselves had to go back and try and find evidence to be able to prove that they were being killed.
Wow. Thank you for explaining that, because I don't know if everyone is familiar with the story. And I know I wasn't very familiar with it until I got to meet you. So thank you for that synopsis. We'll come back to this, but I know that I saw a couple of comments. Let's go to Instagram first. And I know that Fantastic Record of Filmworks says he definitely wants to see this. How would people be able to see this? Is it still running the festival circuit?
Oh man, I should have interviewed with you last month.
Oh wow!
Because we just finished a number of festivals. Tasveer Film Festival was the first and largest South Asian film market where we were streaming online. We were in England at another festival, and we were at the Misho Film Festival where it was also streamed online. And there's the DC South Asian Film Festival where it was exclusively online, so people in America would have been able to see it.
Wow.
But right now it's only we don't have a festival schedule at this very moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you looking to perhaps get it picked up on now I don't know if it, like in Canada, I'm not sure what the public stations are, but here getting it picked up like on PBS or so, is that something that you're looking for to do?
We've got a broadcaster on board, Tamil Entertainment Television, who worked with us on the building of the project. That's a small ethnic station.
Okay.
And we've got an acquisition from a larger company that we're going to be releasing in either next month or in January during Tamil Heritage Month.
Okay.
And we're still looking for places in the United States where we can have a home for it. But right now, we're trying to see how best we can rally up the marketing support for this project. And the Academy is our foreseeable option to see how far we can take this, and more importantly, how many people we can get to learn about this story and to know that something like this exists and continues to be a problem for the Tamil people.
Okay, so there's the answer. So hopefully soon we'll be able to, as they find more partners, you'll be able to view this, because it really is a wonderful and important project. Let's go to Lashandra Tinsley is here and says, hello, welcome. Why Terry and Fenton Haney are here. Hello to the both of you. And Sharon White is also here, and Hope One is also here. Welcome. Let me see. I know we have some comments / questions over here. Yvette Terry says hello to everyone. Hello, hello, hello. And she's saying hello to your son. Hello. And Mistress B says this is deeply touching, and let us know when it does come to the U.S. So definitely we will keep you, and I will keep you abreast of when it is coming to the U.S. for those of you that are interested in seeing this. So what I want to do now is we'll come back to this, but you gave a couple of trailers, so a couple of other reels and trailers, and go ahead.
Well, I'll set it up. Sick Kids is something that got my whole family then in 2021 to participate. Noah was not part of that experience. He just came.
Right.
And it was the first time that I got to work with my wife, who this was her first role, and we can set that up and play it and see if people can enjoy what we had to share with that one. It's
All right.
the Sick Kids Hospital, like many major cities, and during COVID, so they didn't want to get the kids themselves involved in being exposed further, and so our family represented the sick families.
Okay. Well, let's get this together. We're going to show Sick Kids. Give me just a second. Here we go.
Good morning. It is 5:30 and it's time to get up. Ava? Sebastian? Time to get up, guys. I haven't pre-made breakfast yet, so I'm gonna make breakfast, make the kids' lunches, try and get the laundry done. But today we are going for Sebastian's chemo treatment. We're going to cut Sebastian's hair. He told us it's very likely that his hair is going to start falling out soon.
Strong, okay?
You okay, sweetheart? And we're here. He's now been admitted. I hate seeing him like this. Discharge day.
Come on, buddy.
All of Sebastian's medical supplies came in. This one's for pain, vomiting, nausea. I'm a bit overwhelmed. He's still not eating. All right, it's okay. He wasn't able to keep anything down today, so I think that's why he's feeling so weak and tired. So we had a bit of a setback. Everything is fine. We just had to go in for precautions. It feels like this has been going on forever. Day 83, 212. 237. Okay, well, it's all right.
We're so great.
Mommy misses you. Something's wrong. Ryan! What's wrong?
I'm coming.
Ava, come. Get up, wake up. Wake up. Wake up, Sebastian. Today was, it was a great day. He was able to play outside and play with his sister. And it's been a while since I've seen him like that, so it was a great day.
All right. Tell us about this. What was this like shooting?
Well, from the first moment we got the audition, it was a time when we had to build a sequence, sort of your own reel while telling these stories. And so I did the script, and my wife was like, I'm not going to talk on the video. And I went to sleep that night, and I woke up in the morning at 6 o'clock, and I said to her, you actually got to say something. And we sent in our audition. And when we got the job, they showed us that they had cut this whole series based on what we had auditioned with. And so they had a really previs of what they wanted to do based on what we had prepared. And from day one, it was such an emotional and important story. Even people started to create prayer circles for our son, because they really believed what they saw. And as a matter of fact, after this experience, Sebastian went on to get cast in a film called A Brother, which is on Netflix in the United States.
Wow. So what was the preparation like for this? Because if you see this, anybody, what was the preparation like? What headspace did everybody have to be in order to get this done?
Well, Cheryl and I had lost a baby, our first,
Wow,
before, and so we were just working through our own experience of loss and knowing that there was no way to save the young helpless child, and for me, my background in filmmaking meant that I was pushing the kids to be as real as possible, and so the director was really great in telling the story, Marco, and the entire team. We had a virtual consultants who was on Zoom watching every single shot being taken and commenting and giving notes and feedback and it was an all-encompassing project and 2 days of intense shooting, of emotional roller coastering, especially for my wife who had never done this, but she was exhilarated by the whole experience, but honest in the way that she wanted to tell the story, and just kept herself vulnerable for this directors to direct her.
And it came through. I imagine everybody kind of had to let go what their expectations were to bring this to fruition, and it carried off really well. Let's take some questions from the audience, but as I'm doing that, I want to know what led you to write this particular script, and why did you make the choices you made in the script?
That was not my script. We were just vessels. We were actors. Okay. And so we had nothing to do with the creativity but bringing our talent to the story.
Okay. So, but then in terms of choices, you brought your creativity. Why those specific choices?
Absolutely. We were following direction, but more importantly, we wanted to be honest. We didn't want to just come across as pretending that we were telling a story about sick kids. And so even for my daughter, seeing my son having all the attention that he was having because he was leading the roles, she started to feel very emotional in the background because she wasn't being represented. Say hi. Say hi. All right.
Hi, Noah.
So.
Hi, Noah.
Yeah, now you're part of the story.
You are part of the story. Hi, Noah. Hi. See, it's okay. You're part of the interview too. He's adorable.
He's ready.
And Serena is saying he's adorable.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So that was it, and we told it, and then had to console Ava after the 2 days because she felt really left out, and she didn't even want to see it afterwards because they're twins and they're very emotionally connected to each other. Yeah.
Wow. And she says, Serena says, I can imagine the emotional roller coaster, and DiCarpio is feeling it right along. And yeah, he just wants a little attention. That's it. She says, hi, Noah. Yeah, absolutely. Right, absolutely. I'll put you backstage. So we are on, for those of you that are following along, with Ryan Singh, who is a filmmaker, has his latest project out, which is Ray of Hope. And what we just watched was Sick Kids, which was a project that was brought to him. And so this for them is a family affair. It is not just about him. The entire family is involved in the whole process often. So let's take a look at what people may be saying over on Instagram. Jermaine Love, I didn't say hello to you, but hello, Jermaine. It is good to see you. Brian Garvin is also here. And Natalie, oh my goodness, month of Sundays, we have to talk. Natalie Crew is here. Carlos Phoenix has also joined over on this side. Cintron is here. Hello, how are you? And Fantastic Record and Film Works says, wow. Yeah, wow indeed, right? And he thought this was, didn't you think this was real? That's how well executed this was. So absolutely. Blurred 87, it is good to see you. And 5K Harats, welcome. And Fantastic Record and Film Work says that's amazing. All the families involved. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love to see that. So it is truly a family affair. And right now we've got Ryan back. Let's add him to the stage. So you're getting lots of good comments. And yeah, Yvette said, I thought it was real. So yeah, that's how well executed it was. That's how. So do you think that this is something that the family will do again? Not this particular script, but to do things as a family, acting as a family?
Well, when Noah came, I was like, I can't wait for an opportunity where I'm telling a generational story where maybe I'm the star.
Okay.
And you can see me from baby to middle age, youngster at Sebastian's age at 12, and then old hack like I am right now.
And this is perfect. You have all generations to tell this story in your own house. How many people can say that?
Absolutely. And I've been with Noah being as young and involved as he is, I've been thinking, I have the equipment, I have the cameras. If I can find a location, maybe get a couple of people, I can explore a story where his discovery is the discovery of the audience watching him learn about having to take care of himself as a child when he's left alone with a parent, and that parent suffers something catastrophic that leaves him stranded and wanting to discover who he is as a baby and what that would be like. And we've heard these stories happen, and so that's a story that just been machinating in my head, and how to execute something like that.
Wow, I'd love to see that. I would really, let me know, because I'm there for it. I would love to see it. So we have the food plane who is here. He's saying hello to some people, and he says hello to us. It is DS. He's an amazing chef and content creator who has his own channel on YouTube called The Food Plane, and he visits different cities through food. So I can't wait for the he's really good. So check him out. And let's see, Food Plane, of course, he is like the question asker of the year, and I knew he was going to have something. So we asked this from a producer's standpoint: what is your favorite movie?
I've watched many movies, but I'm into romance. My namesake is Ryan O'Neal, and so Love Story is one of the favorite. Don Juan DeMarco, I like the Bond films. In fact, when I was in Sri Lanka, one of the films that I kept thinking about was the Bourne series.
Oh my god!
And the fact that we were all seen all the time, and having to escape so that we can be safe.
Listen, you said a word right there. The Bourne series is like one of my favorite series of films, because I really tend to gravitate toward action adventure. So when that came out, I mean, I my heart just races. I love it. So definitely the Bourne series. Do you care for Wes Anderson at all, in any Wes Anderson films?
I look at a lot of content. I can't specifically say Wes Anderson.
Okay.
But in terms of TV series, what's his name? The West. I can't remember the name of it. I'm sorry.
Not the West Wing.
Not the West Wing. The sci-fi.
Westworld. Okay.
I was running on a blank here, but
there's so much content. Yes.
The idea of that sort of world being created and being run by a black man, and that's where Henry was built, and then I looked at Westworld and saw so many similarities in terms of my thinking about AI and the future of where we're going with the technology. We're working on building that short film into a TV series with the kids starring in it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, along that same line, Humans is another show that I really enjoyed.
I haven't seen that. I've been hearing a lot about it.
Yeah. Humans is another one I really enjoyed. This whole AI and Android thing, and Westworld also brings up that the whole thing of ethics, right? Ethics in robotics. Just because they are robots, is it ethical to make them do whatever you want, especially when we're talking about AI and machine learning? And eventually, because what happened in Westworld is the things that were done to these androids, they started to remember. So
what happened in Westworld is happening in our next world.
Listen,
we're currently living it. Everything I had written before had to be thrown out because 2022 or 24 has been the West world.
Listen, I also blame Shonda Rhimes for all of this because she writes things into existence with the whole scandal thing. I'm like, you wrote this into existence. So I blame Shonda Rhimes too. I blame her. It's your fault, Shonda.
Did you just step into politics?
No, I don't do politics, but I am blaming Shonda Rhimes. So her pen is powerful. Let's see if we have any, because we have like a couple of minutes left. And so here we are. Serena says, I thought it was real, but for many families, this is their daily lives captured. Well done, Ryan. And thank you. People need to know what that parents and families need help. Absolutely. And so the food plane asks, what actor would you like to work with?
I'm building a number of different projects right now. I'm hoping to get in touch with Letitia Wright. I got a chance.
Fellow Guyanese person.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And so The Greats is set in Guyana, and I want to work with Letitia on that. I heard she's converted. I used to work with Eli Gorey. Some of you know him as Muhammad Ali in One Night in Miami.
Yes.
And he's quit the business and now into ministry. So I've been a mentor with him. I met Suraj Sharma, Life of Pi, and Wedding Season. I actually worked on Wedding Season as a set dresser. So you can see that on Netflix right now and see my handiwork as a set dresser. And there's so many
opportunities. What don't you do? But I guess it's necessary because of the nature of what film is. It necessitates.
No, I'm exceptional. It's not
you're
necessary.
exceptional.
I'm just exceptional.
Sorry.
It's when I say that, and I don't say it lightly, is not everybody has an opportunity to be able to circle around into different areas of the business and to do it. And I've been able to come into at least 5 or 6 different unions now and associations with the skill set that I've built over the last 2 decades. And
so you're SAG-AFTRA, correct?
I'm not SAG-AFTRA yet, but I'm SAG-AFTRA eligible because I'm Canadian ACTRA member.
Okay.
I'm ACTRA. I'm IATSE 873, which is a technical union doing script supervising and grips and lights and gaffering and special effects and all of those things, set dressing, painting, building sets. I've built some of the boys' sets and I've been on The Expanse as an actor.
Wow.
And
so when you say The Boys, the show on Amazon Prime, The Boys?
Yeah.
Continue. Wow. Continue.
Gen V, we worked on Gen V as well, and
wow.
And so I get to play a lot into different areas, and to see actors that I've watched and binge watched and be like, hey, how you doing? Thinking I know them. But the opportunity to act and work with any actors or directors or producers is an opportunity to share in the work, because there comes a time when we don't see each other as, oh, you're this and you're that. It's all about how do we amplify each other's storytelling techniques.
Yes.
You know, Denzel Washington is just saying, act on stage because that's where your craft is built. Film is not where your craft is built. And he's right, because there's this persistence of work that needs to be done, and you got to fulfill your soul while fulfilling your pocket. And film is a space where you fulfill your pocket. Stage is a place where you fulfill your soul.
And I think to add to that, I think you also hone your craft in theater, because there is no do-over. You just that's why I think I like live streaming so much, because I come out of the theater world. You don't get a do-over. You just have to press through. If you mess up, find a way to you're not going to stop. So it makes you that much more, shall I say, conservative with space and time when you do get to film and television. There's not a lot of flub ups and things. I mean, everybody makes mistakes, but you become used to not doing that because you can't. So that's why I value the theater world so much.
You always got to be present.
You must.
I remember working with this young man, and I'm not afraid. To taking risk. And this young man, he's Down syndrome and an autistic, I think, combination. And he had just been volunteering the backstage, and one of my actors said, "I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm not going to work another day on this thing." And I'm like, oh, damn, production's going to fold. And he looks at me, he says, "Hey, Ryan, I can do the role. I know all the lines." I look at him, I'm like, we're on stage in an hour. And he came and he killed it. He killed it. He knew every direction, every movement, every line, and he hammered it.
Wow.
So in answer to the food guy, I'm open to working and saying yes to anyone.
There you go. There you go. Anything can be a great opportunity. Let's see. So we're going to take, I'm going to come back to you, Food Plane. Let me take a couple of things from Instagram. So Trey Bivy, how are you? Welcome. Hannah Boyd Miller said she thought that it was real, that Sick Kids was real, and also that Centrons thought it was real as well. That B74, Betty, how are you? Welcome. It is good to see you. Talk to me, Michelle is here. Welcome. How are you, Michelle? And okay, yeah, I think I got all of the comments. So now let's go back over to YouTube, and I'm going to take one more question because I want to respect your time. And I know that little one is vying for your
I got rid of him.
You got rid of him. Wow, no, but he wants to see Dad. He wants to see Daddy.
I sent Sebastian to take him in the stroller and to just roll him around. My daughter went to Girl Guides and then soccer, I think.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Ah, fantastic. Well, we have one last question. This is from the Food Plane, and he says Jackie Gleason didn't like to block, and many others think that is a good thing. What say you? So, meaning that, can you clarify? Meaning that it's a good thing that Jackie Gleason didn't like to block? Is that what you mean?
He means preparing, rehearsing. He just liked to feel the stage when he's come out and to play in the space wherever he lands.
So let that time be the first. That first time, it is what it is.
That's what it is. I'm not gonna do a rehearsal. I'm not gonna have you tell me where I should be and shouldn't be. I'll feel it. And
so, what do you think about that?
Different actors, different styles, and there's so many different ways an actor approaches their work, and a really great actor is someone who is able to adjust to whomever else is playing, so that they're present and alive, and can accept a yes and, because some people get stuck in their head in one approach, and you can't change that, and those are perhaps the most difficult of people to work with, because you can't say, tonight I'm feeling this, hey, let's just play a little bit. They're like, nope, I'm going this way. And so if you want to play, you got to find a way of playing. And so what Jackie does is he makes the technical crew, the camera people and everybody, having to follow him in that process. And that could be a delight too, but it also can be dangerous, because you don't know where he's going to land and what's going to happen, and you just got to adjust to that, and know that the show goes on regardless of what happens.
The show must go on. And I think we're actually going to let you go on. I so appreciate, but before we let you go, how can people contact you if they're interested in learning more about any of your projects?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, Ryan Singh Productions on Instagram, Ryan Singh Media on Twitter, Ryan Singh Productions on Facebook, and just simply Ryan Singh Productions on my website. And if you want to see more about Ray of Hope and its evolution, rayofhopedoc.com. You can find that, and Ray of Hope documentary, or Ray of Hope doc on other socials.
Okay, hold on. I'm just adding this. This is correct?
Yes, that is correct.
All right. So Ryan Singh Productions on IG, and some form of Ryan Singh Productions elsewhere. And for Ray of Hope, rayofhopedoc.com. Ryan,
I want to shout out to everyone that has been a part of this production. My co-director, Nikila Cole, Radhika Sitsabaisan, Sudha Shanmugaraja, and Collins Parinpanayagam, and all of the people who helped to make Ray of Hope what it is, and the audience who continue to watch and support and ask for the project, and the programmers from festivals. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And we thank you for coming on. Thank you to because it's because of you all that Ryan is here, and, that he has a project to talk about. So thank you. And missed it from the beginning. Well, you can always watch the replay if you would like. And D Carpio says, awesome interview. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's easy to have great interviews when you have great guests. And
Food Guy, I want you to take a look at my boy, Ernest White III. You can find him on LinkedIn and different places. He does a road show, and it's shown on PBS.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is amazing.
Dr. Vibe knows him. Yeah.
And I got a chance to meet him through Dr. Vibe. We had like a Zoom call. He's amazing.
So continue creating through your food, through your people, through your relationships, because the best way to get to someone's heart is through their mouth.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you should see the food he cooks. It looks amazing. So absolutely. So what I want you to do is don't leave after. I want to talk to you really quickly before I let you go. But to everyone else here, I want to say thank you for being here, for coming on, for welcoming Ryan, for being the MediaScope Massive that you always are. I appreciate you. And with that, I'm going to let you all go and say, I love you for watching. I bid you adieu. You guys, myself, Ryan, and all of this great information, we're about to exit stage left. So until next week, my friends, where I think we have another guest. Cheers.
close the doors, walk across the corridor. We got something to show you. Media is our repertoire. Fed up with the same news, no channel to use. Cruise control mentalities. Here we offer you. We gon' show you on your way. The content it never stays. We're positive and uplifting. Once a week the scope gifted. Let's hear it from fake. Hydration like Boucher. Don't focus on it.